Well, the reason why we did it, I think, is quite obvious, because there is indeed today a demand from the firms to see how they can further reduce costs internally, be it in infrastructure or in operations, the cost around data management.
Hello and welcome to the Banker's Masterclass on Data Utility Models. My name is Brian Kaplan, I'm editor of The Banker. I'm here today with Philippe Chambadal, Chief Executive of SmartStream, and Jo van der Velde, who is Managing Director and Head of Product Management for the Euroclear Group. So Jo, tell me about the data utility model that you've set up with SmartStream. Why did you do it and how's it moving ahead?
Yeah. Well, the reason why we did it, I think, is quite obvious, because there is indeed today a demand from the firms to see how they can further reduce costs internally, be it in infrastructure or in operations, the cost around data management. Now, why did we come up with the combination SmartStream Euroclear? I think it's a combination of having the right technology combined with an entity like Euroclear that runs as an infrastructure today. Technology, because SmartStream has what I believe is a unique technology in terms of or uniquely positioned to mutualize data. It's a multi-tenant platform that allows people to source for a multitude of clients across a multitude of contracts. So you have the technology. And on the other hand, if you look at Euroclear, Euroclear is a big primary source, or a source of primary data, because we are the CSD and the ICSD for a variety of markets. So we sit on that data. But more importantly, we are actually a user of that data. And so as opposed to a vendor or a software solution, we have skin in the game, because we are using that data day in, day out for processing transactions and for executing corporate actions. And then the last one is, I would say, is the governance of Euroclear. We are a user-owned, user-governed entity, so we're very much around understanding the needs for the markets and setting the agenda. Our agenda is what client wants. And so we have also a working group in place where people, the banks, can come up with their requirements, and we will follow that agenda.
Okay, and I mean, it's been in play about a year now, so what sort of impact has it made in the market?
Well, we have a number of solutions that are already available in terms of securities reference data. We have a corporate action data feed. We have a feed for new issues so that people are able to trade as from the moment the price is available in the industry, in the market, they can start trading the securities. And we have a feed for collateral management. So we have practical solutions today that we are now in discussion with participants.
Okay. Now, Philippe, what sort of challenge was it to set this up from a technological point of view?
It's a unique piece of kit. So you need two things to build a data utility. And when we looked at existing tools, the security master tools that were out there for clients' consumption, there's none of them did any of these two things. So the first one is you cannot commingle data, right? You cannot take a vendor data and have it touch any other vendor data throughout the whole normalization and cleansing process. All the tools that are designed for on-site consumption by clients, they do cleansing by doing comparison. As a processing agent of vendor data, we cannot do that. So in the design, you had to do that the separation of complete segregation of the data. The second aspect is multi-tenancy. If you're creating utility, the idea of the utility is the more clients you have, the more feedback you have on the data, the better data quality gets for everybody. So you need to have multi-tenancy in a sense that for every client, every vendor that we process, it's run by a single process on single data set on our side. So the entire industry can benefit from having that economies of scale and more clients coming on board. So it's a unique piece of technology, and we're very proud. And we're delivering, we think, the highest accuracy rate in the industry.
All right. Now you mentioned previously that a lot of trades break down because of mismatching data. I mean, where are we starting to get in terms of solving that problem now?
Well, so as part of the utility, we've built a cross-reference, so we can cross-reference the Bloomberg codes through RIC codes, through ISINs, QC, MIC codes, etc. And the client can also inject their own codes, because most of tier one banks have created their own codes to manage the instruments. So out of the box, when you use a utility, you can benefit from that cross-reference and eliminate a lot of the mismatches. The number one mismatch is in the industry on the course for trade break is really the front office using one code and middle office using a different vendor code. Okay. And we can solve that out of the box.
Okay, so Jo, I mean, give us, we're not completely there yet, so give us a bit of a roadmap of where we're going to go in the months and and years ahead with this?
Well, as I said, well, we have today a set of services which are already available, and that gives immediate benefits to customers. In particular, the international market, there's a lot of demand for securities references on Eurobonds, but more importantly on corporate actions. Knowing that collateral management is a very hot topic these days, so there we also have a feed for all the reference data, eligibility sets for collateral. So we're rolling that out, and then it's a question of getting more customers on board and then expanding our data set from what I would call international and Europe more to the Americas and into Asia.
Okay, all right, and we'll come back in a few minutes and talk about regulation.